Now, Ukraine claims a Russian attack on a residential area of a town in Zaporizhzhia region has killed 4 people and hospitalized 11 others. The local Ukrainian governor said the attack hit a humanitarian aid distribution point near the front line, killing 3 women and a man. Ukraine shared pictures of the destruction, which it said was caused by a Russian-guided Glidebomb that struck a school where residents were collecting aid. Russia denies deliberately targeting civilians. Our correspondent Nick Connolly in Kyiv told us more.
So this was in the town of Orikhiv, which is pretty close to the front lines, just south of the regional capital, Zaporizhzhia. It's a matter of a dozen or so kilometres to the front positions of the Ukrainian army, where a lot of the kind of most intense fighting is going on right now. This is an area that often comes under fire. We believe from the emergency services on the ground there that figure in terms of 4 deaths might still rise, more people still believed to be under the rubble, and these guided air bombs really are a real issue in this part of the country, especially because they allow Russian fighter jets to stay further away from the danger of Ukraine's anti-aircraft systems and to send these very lethal weapons in, which are basically an old-school gravity bomb with a kit attached, with basically wings attached, that allows it to glide over quite some distance. And these are just much heavier weapons, much heavier warheads than most of the other systems that would normally be used in this situation. So we're seeing time and time again real significant casualties. And when it comes to humanitarian aid, most of the places you go in that part of the country, they keep the location secret till the last moment, because any grouping of people, any kind of crowd that is seen by drones overhead immediately attract attention, and often it is that kind of attention, that kind of attack. So this is a very, very dangerous situation for civilians to be in.
That's Nick Connolly in Kyiv. Now, this is not the first report of Russia using glide bombs in recent months. Here's more on just how big an impact they could have on the war.
The war in Ukraine has shown how dangerous modern warfare has become for aircraft. Powerful anti-aircraft systems stationed on the front lines force pilots to fly extremely low to evade their fire, which is dangerous in itself. This video from last summer shows a Russian pilot eject at extremely low level while his jet spirals out of control.
It's a survivability issue. There's a higher density of air defense assets, and we're seeing that the air is a much more contested space in the Ukraine conflict. And so both the Ukrainians and the Russians are having to figure out how to operate their aircraft in a way that is more survivable.
And that is reportedly what the Russian military is trying to do by converting old Soviet-era bombs into glide munitions. This photo has been circulating on social media. It purportedly shows pop-out wings attached underneath this bomb. There are also reports that Russia is deploying more modern variations of these weapons.
Glide bombs are relatively old technology in the sort of more standard configurations. It has the initial momentum of the aircraft, and either through a modification to the tail kit or over longer ranges, adding a wing kit allows the bomb to glide over a longer distance, which allows the aircraft to release it from farther away from where they're trying to create the effect.
Russia's glide bombs function similarly to weapons that Ukraine has received from the West. Weapons like this can penetrate dozens of kilometers into enemy territory. They're also very hard to shoot down, and they're part of a new arms race to gain an edge in the war.